Yar. What it is? You already know. Day 2 of the fucking daily upload. Hype me fucking up. Hype me fucking up, my nigga. Yeah, you probably wanna know what we're doing today. Well, if you read the title, then you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the worst legendary card in Deepwoken. Now, you may think the worst legendary card is things like Showstopper, which has a long cooldown, so it's practically useless in most fights, but can provide some utility. Another Man's Trash, which basically, whenever you knock the opponent, you can rob them with your pickpocket talent, and you can take their items, which also used to include enchants. I don't know if it does now, but we're just speed past that. And then you have Adept, which arguably makes your build, which is obviously useless once you hit level 60 because there's no more progression, and it also doesn't apply to bells, so you can't even set that anyways. And it's actually, although it may seem like all these are really bad cards, and they honestly are all really bad cards, none of them compare to the legendary that we're going to be talking about today. The legendary we're talking about is Ever-Changing Aegis. You remember that Ever-Changing Aegis deck? Basically, when hit with an element, you take reduced damage from said element, but take more damage from any other elements. What that means is, if you take damage from a fire mantra, right? And then another player hits you with something like a thunder mantra or a shadow mantra or any mantra that isn't fire besides attunementless, you're going to be taking extra damage. Now, in the past, you used to take reduced 50% damage, and the other people would do 50% more damage. They nerfed this. Now it's 35%, and then you do 35% more damage. That used to be what it was, right? And it was that for a while. But I actually found this out like yesterday. But when you're hit with an elemental attack, you gain 10% damage resistance towards respective element. But you take 25% more damage from any other element that isn't attunementless. Which basically means if you take Ever-Changing Aegis, in any gank that you do, you'll be taking 25% more damage from every other player that isn't attunementless or the same mantra. And you will only gain a 10% damage resistance, which is the same amount as Exoskeleton, worse than Exoskeleton mixed with Vesperian. Now you also might be wondering, why do you keep bringing up attunementless? Well, Ever-Changing Aegis does not proc with attunementless. So if they use attunementless mantras like Strong Left, Rapid Punches, Exhaustion Strike, and things like that, it won't proc Ever-Changing. So that basically makes your legendary that you took useless because it doesn't proc. So now, not only are you taking extra damage from other mantras, but it's also useless against attunementless players. All in all, this is arguably the worst talent, and also they did a recent update where they fixed the pity system. So if you roll any legendary, you can no longer get a pity whether you take the legendary or not. So, considering the fact that everyone skips Ever-Changing Aegis, if you roll Ever-Changing Aegis and you don't take it, you now lost your pity. So now you're minus a legendary if you're not very lucky. Now you may be wondering, X-Gamer, how do I avoid talent? How do I avoid getting Ever-Changing Aegis? Well, to get Ever-Changing Aegis, you need 15 intelligence. And because 15 intelligence is the worst path to go, arguably in Deepwoken, you probably won't have to worry about it. But for players who go intelligence, like my Hero Blades, or other things like my Hero Blades or my Potion Maker builds, yeah, y'all gonna have to deal with this legendary. Unfortunately. It really sucks. This legendary really needs like a rework or a buff or something to make it good, because other than that, no one's ever taking this legendary. I actually had this legendary on my Thunder build, and I promise you, in every gank I used to do, I would die so fast because I was taking so much damage from other mantras. Of course, this is when 50%, this is when you were used to take 50% more damage from all of the mantras, but still taking more damage and only gaining a little bit less is crazy. If you want to know where I got this information from, it's on the Deepwoken wiki, so if any of my information is wrong, you can blame the wiki. That's all I have for today's video. Like, share, subscribe, and things of that nature. Follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, all links in the description. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video tomorrow. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, peace out, yeah.